Welcome back, friends, to Build a Lot Acres. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the Logrite Mill Special cant hook and why it might be the perfect accessory for your sawmill. Stay tuned. So Logrite is an American manufacturer of quality logging tools. They make peavies, cant hooks, pickeroons, they make log arches, they make log carts, they make trailers. They make all kinds of different tools and accessories that are going to really help make your job a lot easier down at your sawmill or in your wood yard doing your firewood. So there's a lot of different style tools they make. One of their best known tools, I'm going to say, is going to be the cant hooks and peavies. Here you see one of their standard series cant hooks. They have the standard series, they have their extreme series, they have the small series. They also have fiberglass handled tools, which are really meant for like utility line workers, so they reduce and minimize the risk of shock or electrocution or anything like that. So I would say the standard series cant hooks and peavies are probably the most popular and best sellers, I would guess, but their mill specials were specially designed to be used down at sawmills, and for good reason. We're going to go over those reasons in today's video. So Kevin and Tammy, who are the owners of Logrite, were kind enough to send me over this mill special with the intention and the purpose of doing today's video, showcasing the tool a little bit, explaining it to you guys, and ultimately, hopefully you can see the benefits of such a tool for your operation. Now, as I said, they're down in Connecticut, so they're one state over from me. I'm real proud and honored to showcase and discuss a quality American manufacturer of tools. I actually did a tour of their facility last year, and you can see every kind of aspect of their process in that video. It's a real cool tour. We do everything from showcasing the tools, we showcase how they're made, the welding process for the aluminum, we showcase how the hooks are cut out, showcase how they fit the foam handles onto the tools, all kinds of stuff that I think you're going to find interesting. I hope you watch that video. I'll link it at the end of this video, but first, let's finish out this video. So what differentiates a mill special from the regular cant hooks? Of course, you can use the regular cant hook down at your sawmill or in your wood yard. They work great. I've been using mine probably for around a decade now, maybe 8 to 10 years I've had it. I've used it a lot. I've rolled and turned some real big logs, some real big cants, and it works great. But over time, Logrite started getting requests from customers asking for certain features on the cant hooks that they thought would make it a lot easier at the sawmill. And so Logrite listened to the customers, they incorporated them, and we're going to go over what they are. So the first feature that you're probably going to note that differentiates this from your normal cant hook is going to be the handle style. This has a baseball bat style handle with a solid stop at the end so that your hand physically can't slide past. And it also does not have the foam guard at the end of the handle. So the purpose of the foam guard is really just a comfort thing, and maybe you could argue it minimizes hand slippage on the smooth aluminum. But if you're like me, you've probably ended up using your cant hook or peavy as a pry bar at some point at your mill. It's easy to do. Those cants and logs get real heavy real quick. You got to slide them around, position them on your bunks against the stops so you can lock in those dogs and start milling. And in order to move that, you need leverage. So these tools, like I said, often get used as a pry bar. So if they had the foam handle on this mill special tool, I feel that it would eventually end up getting ruined anyways, like mine has, and I'm assuming a lot of customers has. So they got rid of the foam and they added the solid stop. So like I said, you could have a nice solid grip and a solid place for your hand to stop, because the tools are a little shorter, which we're going to discuss in a bit. But with a shorter tool, you want to maximize that leverage, and you can really get a good crank on that solid stop handle to help you twist and turn and position your logs and cants into place. So the next thing we're going to discuss, which I alluded to just a moment ago, is going to be the length of the tool. The mill specials are all shorter cant hooks. They offer it in 24-inch, 30-inch, and 36-inch models. This is the 36-inch mill special. And talking to Tammy, it sounds like the 30-inch is probably the best selling of the mill special cant hooks. So if you've worked at a mill at all before, you're going to know that you tend to get tight quarters. A lot of people will build buildings around the mill, even if they're partially enclosed, you have walls nearby, you might have a ceiling structure, and a lot of people also are going to stack lumber as they mill. They might have cants or boards nearby. So the longer your tool is, you're going to bump it into stuff. It could be cumbersome. And at the end of the day, you want something small and agile that you can easily maneuver your cants and logs around the mill, which is why they offer the Mill Special as a shorter tool than your standard cant hook or PV is going to be. So I would say the last real big difference you can probably notice right there is going to be the diameter of the handle. The standard series cant hooks, like the 60-inch version of mine that you can see, is going to have a 1 3/4 or 1.75 inch diameter handle. That's going to be the outside diameter of that aluminum tube. Whereas the Mill Special is going to have a smaller 1 3/8 or 1.375 inch outside diameter. And the reasoning for that is because the tools are shorter, so they don't need to be quite as beefy because you don't have as much leverage to bend the tool, and you can get a better grip on a smaller diameter handle, and you can engulf your hand around that handle better, which ultimately is going to give you better control and allow you to position things easier with more precise movements than your longer tool is going to allow you to do. Now, with that said, everything else about these tools is the exact same quality you would expect from a Logrite. It's going to have a quality heavy-duty aluminum handle with a powder coat finish. It's going to have roll pins which are easily removable in several spots. It's going to have a heavy-duty guard, connection system, and then a laser cut hook that's going to last a long time. By the way, for those of you that didn't know, if you ever want to take your tip out, all you got to do is punch out the roll pin. You can take the tip out if you ever break it, bend it, want to replace it, or if you wanted to take your cant hook and make it into a PV, you could buy one of Logrite's PV tips, which is, if you don't know the difference, basically the cant hook is a hook-shaped tip, whereas the PV is going to be a long, straight, pointed tip. So you take that one pin out, and you can easily change out your tip. If you want to remove your hook, there's only one bolt to take out. And then, of course, you have your two other roll pins so that your hook only has a certain amount of travel it's allowed to go. One preventing it from hitting the pipe in the bottom, and the other preventing it from hitting the pipe on the other side. Last but not least, of course, they're quality American-made tools. So if you like supporting American companies, give Logrite a try. I think you really like them. I've had my 60-inch cant hook for probably, like I said, 10 years now, and I've used that thing. I've rolled some monster logs. I've moved some monster cants. If you check out some of my videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, I've been hanging off the end of that thing with my 200+ pound body weight. I haven't bent it. I haven't broke it. I've never had to replace any of the parts. The only thing I have done is I voluntarily took out the cant hook tip and I put in this straight tip, which is kind of representative of a PV. And the reason I did that is because I have a piece of uni strut that I use on my mill between the rails. And that allows me a bunch of different hole options to pivot off of when I want to push over cants. Woodland Mills, which is the manufacturer of my sawmill, actually offers a similar design that you can put between your rails. I chose to save some money and make my own. And the cant hook tip that the Logrites come with wouldn't fit in the uni strut holes, so I changed that out. But I haven't had to do anything to that cant hook. It's performed flawlessly for about the last decade. And I expect this Mill Special is going to do the exact same thing. Really excited to try it out down at the mill. I think it's going to be a great addition to the team, and I hope you guys check out some of those future videos. If you want to see the Logrite tour that I did last year, like I said, I'm going to link it at the end of this video. It's a great tour. They're great people. It was a pleasure to work with them. And like I said, they have all kinds of cool stuff there. I believe every year they do an open house, and they have a bit of a, kind of a woodsman day type thing where you can try out different products. They have live demos. They have their sawmill going, their wood miser, and you can kind of see their tools in action. You can tour the facility, talk to the owners. So if you have any questions about that, reach out to Logrite directly, and they can give you all the information of when the next one is going to be. And with that said, I'm going to get off to using my new tool, and I'll see you guys next time.